Ms. Ruther?
I want to address the comment about, actually I want to address two of the comments that were made tonight. One about disabling the comment feature on the county's Facebook page. And the other comment is sort of a really good example of why they were disabled. We have a circumstance where a lot of research has shown that the way misinformation spreads, or one of the ways that misinformation spreads through social media, is by what I'll call the hijacking of comments on trusted websites. And one of the things that the county's Facebook page is and should be is a trusted website. It is supposed to report on what's going on. It's supposed to give people information about events, especially at times where things are rapidly changing, as they have been with COVID, as they did in 2020, and they continue to do due to legislative and other regulatory guidance changes with elections. And I have zero problem with people posting that they don't like what we did, saying we should have done something else. All of these comments, for example, on, Covanta, they're opinions that I am happy to hear because people are expressing their opinions. Although I still have no idea what county consultant said that it was cheaper to send waste to the county landfill than to the incinerator, because I haven't seen that report. But I can tell you that the county's comments on its Facebook page were hijacked, and they were hijacked repeatedly. And the two things where misinformation was spread were about elections. For example, the thumb drive story. There were no missing thumb drives. It's been debunked. It's been before the Board of Elections. It's been addressed in court. There's been testimony about it. There were no missing drives. And yet we've got a person who's clearly very intelligent, who's here today talking to us and very informed about our form of government, who believes that. And one of the places where it was consistently repeated was in the comments to posts about the elections on our website. The other type of comment, and by the way, those types of comments deteriorated into personal attacks, and in the midst of some of them, death threats were made against employees of this county who work in elections. That really can't continue. And then the other place where the misinformation has been very, very prevalent is any post the county made about COVID-19, and the trolls descended and they spread misinformation. Again, websites that had been debunked. They continued to put up articles that, were published by supposed magazines and journals that didn't exist. The problem with that misinformation is people die because they don't go and get vaccinated. And a lot of people have died in Delaware County. We are down below 300, one in less than 350 people in this county have died from COVID since it first hit. People die because of hijacking of our comments. So the decision, when I asked our PR staff, do we have the capacity to curate our comments? Number one, we don't have the capacity to curate the comments. Number two, we're not allowed to. Mr. Martin assured me that the choices were you either take down all of your comments or you leave them all up, and you don't get to pick and choose between posts. You're either accepting comments or you're not. I don't like it when people disagree with me, but I respect their right to disagree, and there's lots of people who come up here. We heard lots of comments tonight where I'm not 100% sure I come to the same conclusion, but I am happy to hear from those people. What I'm not happy to see is the hijacking of our comments, the stirring up of people with misinformation that is so aggressive that it prompts death threats, or that's so toxic that it convinces people not to get vaccinated on our website. That's why I asked our staff whether it was possible to take them down. And I'm glad they're down. And until we're in a situation where there's some means that we can legally curate misinformation, which we as a government cannot do, the choice is no comments or all comments. And I was in favor of no comments. And I hope people like Mr. Straw, who disagree with that decision, will continue to express it, because that is their right, and that was a civil comment, and I have absolutely no problem with him disagreeing with me, and I'm glad he took the opportunity to do it tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Ruther.